Hi, I'm Seb Fry, a real estate broker in Northern California. I primarily serve the counties of Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, and Monterey. Welcome to module number 4 of the SellForSure University. In this module of the SellForSure University, we'll discuss how to correctly value and price your home. Pricing your home correctly is one of the first and most important decisions you will make in the entire home selling process. Sellers typically sold their homes for 97% of the listing price, and 47% reported they reduced the asking price at least once. This from the 2013 profile of home buyers and sellers. While the internet has greatly increased the visibility of homes on the market, it has also provided greater access to data than home buyers have ever had in the past. It is now easier than ever for buyers to see which homes are up for sale and do a great deal of research on them in minutes, anytime, anywhere. They know what's selling for what and won't pay more for a property than they could for another similar home. Not only can home buyers see what's for sale, they can also easily find out what homes have recently sold for. Since consumers now have access to this information, they have a better feel for home values. And overpricing a home means it's even less likely today than in the past that buyers will want to come and take a look. Now, how can you as a seller take advantage of this environment where buyers are so much more educated than they were before? The good news is that most sellers are not as educated as the buyers today, and that's an advantage for any seller who's at least as educated as a buyer. Make sure you have your property priced correctly from day one, present it attractively, market it aggressively, and negotiate from a position of strength. What is your home's value? Notice that I asked about your home's value and not its price. There are a number of things which affect a home's value: location, condition, upgrades, square footage, lot size. Those are just obvious factors. Less obvious factors include current real estate market conditions, changing demographics, employment wages, interest rates, and the economic outlook for the area. There's value, and then there's perceived value, and both are important. There's a lot of things an owner can do to enhance a home's perceived value. Now, value is subjective, as your home may be worth more to you than it is to anyone else in the world. Price, on the other hand, is a numerical representation of value. Price is really just an indication of value at any one point in time. How much a homeowner values their home will translate into a dollar figure, and how much any particular buyer values that home will translate into another dollar figure. Most people will place a somewhat different value on a property and translate that value into their price. Because of the disparity between what homeowners feel is the value of their home and the price that buyers are willing to pay, many homes remain unsold on the market for months on end. An area where homeowners get into trouble is that their opinion of their home's value, or what they think someone else will pay for it, is colored by factors which really have nothing to do whatsoever with how much they can sell it for. These factors include how much they paid for the home, how much they need to get for it when they sell the home, or how much money they have spent upgrading the home. In an episode of $1 Million List in New York, Realtor extraordinaire Frederick tells his client something like, "I paid $2,000 for this suit. Are you going to buy it from me for $2,000? The answer is no, obviously not. The suit is perhaps worth $2,000 to Frederick, but what about to someone else? If you could find someone else for whom the suit is a good enough fit, they might be willing to pay a couple $100 for a secondhand suit, even a nice one. The same is true for virtually every aspect of your home. You know what it's worth to you, but what's it worth to someone else? This is the question, and it needs to be answered objectively. Remember, in most cases, buyers have options. They're not just looking at your home, they're looking at lots of homes. They're comparing your home to others and looking at price, condition, location, and amenities, and a whole set of other factors before they decide if they even want to drive by your home, much less go inside and then maybe write an offer on it. You might feel your home is worth $1 million, but be conscious of the principle of substitution. Buyers have choices. Yours isn't the only home available to them. They can and will substitute your home for another. Now let's say a buyer has $1 million to spend on a home. Are they going to buy your home or buy the home next door, which is pretty much the same, only it's 1,000 square feet bigger and on a double lot? If you're asking $500,000 for your home, make sure you know what else the buyer can get for that same $500,000 and be prepared to compete. No matter the situation, buyers always choose the home that offers the best price, condition, amenities, and location for their money. In a neighborhood of similar homes, why do some homes sell for so much more than others? This question has perplexed buyers and sellers for ages, but the answer is simple. That's because every home is different and the circumstances in every sale are different too. Some important differences are condition. The closer a home feels to new construction, the more it will retain its value. It's perceived as more modern, up-to-date, and perhaps cleaner. Now, location. Is the home on a corner lot? Is it adjacent to a green belt or a park? Does it have any kind of view? Is it next door to a dilapidated, unkept house or to a gleaming new custom home? Home size and lot size. Larger houses on larger lots tend to sell for more than smaller homes on smaller lots. And go figure. Even small differences in size can have a noticeable effect on value because they can have a big impact on the property's functionality or utility. An extra office space, room in the backyard for a garden, or to build a granny unit are fine examples. Now, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. Over time, American homes have tended to grow larger. Decades ago, household members shared bedrooms and baths without complaint. But today, families want more privacy, and bedroom and bathroom count has become a huge impact on price. Features such as an outdoor kitchen and spa baths make a home more luxurious. A home finished with hardwood floors and granite countertops is going to cost more than a home with carpet and laminate countertops. Bonus areas, such as offices, basements, detached studios, and the like, are also factors which drive price. Curb appeal. From the street, the home looks clean, fresh, and inviting. Fresh landscaping and flowers won't change the size or location, but they do attract buyers like flies to honey. If buyers don't like what they see when they drive by, it means less buyers to the door and a likely lower sales price. This is kind of a wild card in the equation, the motivation and capacity of both buyer and seller. Differing levels of motivation can bring big differences in price. When two homes are identical in the same neighborhood, a higher price may come down to something as simple as views, paint colors, the tastes of the buyers and sellers, fluctuations in the market, and motivation of buyer and seller. Not every factor can be changed or controlled, but those which can will mean a big difference in your bottom line when you sell your house. When it comes to pricing your home, there are three major factors, the first of which is location. To evaluate your home's location, ask yourself how far it is from entertainment, shopping, transportation, and other local amenities. How close is it to nuisances, such as a busy street or the local sewage treatment plant? Next, consider the quality of the home. Does it have any deferred maintenance? How's the landscaping? Does it have dual pane windows and recessed lighting? Is there a master suite? Do the bedrooms have walk-in closets? These are all important factors to keep in mind when looking to compare your home to others. Finally, assess current market conditions before listing your home. How are interest rates trending? Are they rising, making home buying harder, or dropping, making home buying easier? Is home inventory increasing or decreasing? Are sellers getting asking price, or are they resorting to steep discounting? In the quest to come up with an easy and instant home price estimate, plenty of sellers have visited online home valuation sites such as Zillow, Trulia, Appraisal.com, and others, often with less than satisfactory results. Sometimes the results are spot on. Yeah, you know the saying, even a broken clock is right twice per day. If you think about it though, you'll realize there's no way they can produce an estimate of value anyone should actually rely on. The algorithms can't possibly take into account whether or not home has been updated, how well it's maintained, or esoteric values such as curb appeal and views. For that reason, online valuations should be used only as one of several methods to estimate a home's value. As Zillow says on its website, the Zestimate is a good starting point as well as a historical reference, but should not be used for pricing a home. These sites are fun to play around on, but if you really want to know what your home is likely to sell for, hire an appraiser or ask a real estate professional for Comparative Market Analysis, or CMA. This chart shows the sales price to list price ratio in the Western United States. In 2013, homeowners on the Western region received 100% of full asking price 23% of the time, and 6% of the time received 110% of asking price or more. A CMA is a comparative market analysis of a property's market price generated by a real estate professional. CMAs are convenient reports that help homeowners clearly see what their home's market price is by looking at other similar homes which are on the market or were recently sold. CMAs can vary greatly because so much of the data is hard or impossible to quantify or reconcile. For example, a listing may say that the property has ocean views, but what kind of ocean views? Another home may indicate that it's a fixer, but what exactly needs fixing and when doesn't need it? And anyway, a lot of important information just isn't on the MLS, like the motivation of the buyer and seller, which can have a huge impact on the sale price of any given home. When it comes to estimating a home's market price, no matter which rigorous methodologies are used, in the end, a CMA is just an opinion of value. That opinion of value is really only worth as much as the judgment and the experience of the person giving that opinion. That's why it's important to have a CMA prepared by a local professional who knows the market, neighborhoods, and homes used in the report. Another option for valuing your property is to hire a professional appraiser to do an appraisal report. A professional appraiser will typically charge between $400 and $600 for the service. The appraisal report will describe the overall market conditions in the area, including comments about the strength and trajectory of the local economy and employment. It will include a detailed description of the property with notes about the size, condition, amenities, and upgrades of the property, and it will usually include maps, photographs, and sketches of the home. An appraisal report will usually include 3 values: a cost value, an income value, and a sales comparison value. However, most residential appraisals rely on the sales comparison approach. That is, they compare the home to several other recent comparable sales, make some value adjustments based on the square footage, lot size, age, condition, and the like, and arrive at a value that way. Fundamentally then, most appraisals are a little different from a CMA, as the valuation approach which is most heavily weighted is a sales comparison method. Although an appraisal is more detailed, in the end, it comes down to the appraiser's opinion. Indeed, the uniform appraisal report used for a buyer's loan will state, "The purpose of this summary appraisal report is to provide the lender or client with an accurate and adequately supported opinion of the market value of the subject property." Another tool for valuing property in recent years is the Realtor Property Report. This is a product developed by the National Association of Realtors, and it delivers an automated valuation of homes by pulling data from the MLS. This tool is available to many realtors nationwide, but not all, as it requires each MLS to participate. The RPR will typically include many more, but less relevant, comparable properties than would be found in a CMA or appraisal report, and a lot of market data homeowners will find useful, including the median estimated value in the area, median list price of homes in the area, a number of homes recently sold, listed pending, distressed sales, price per bedroom of homes sold, etc. All kinds of different ways to look at the market data. It's a great report. With so many tools out there, online evaluations, a realtor's CMA, the RPR, and professional appraisal reports, it's hard to know which of them to trust. Unless, of course, they're all coming in with very similar numbers, in which case it's likely that the market price of your home is a fairly open and shut case. A savvy homeowner will also do a bit of their own homework. Since all these reports will use comparable properties in them, do some digging. Drive by the homes which have sold to get a feel for their neighborhood, location, and curb appeal. For homes which are listed for sale, get inside them if possible at an open house, or ask your real estate agent to get you inside to check out the competition. Going out into the field and assessing these homes personally will give you a much better feeling for what your own home is actually likely to sell for. I wanted to touch for a moment on real estate auctions. In many parts of the world, real estate is typically sold at auction, and is a system that has a number of benefits for the seller, including luring in buyers by low starting bids, a shortened marketing period, a quicker sale, enhanced competition among buyers, and also cuts back on the numerous private showings as is typical of home sales in North America. Mainstream buyers in North America are not accustomed to doing auctions because that's not a part of our real estate culture. For this reason, many would-be and well-qualified buyers are likely to avoid an auction, and it is likely for this reason that so few owners choose to sell their homes via an auction. The SellForSure system is not an auction system. However, it does incorporate some of the benefits of an auction model to meet the primary objectives of an auction while maintaining true to the North American style of home marketing and sales. In any discussion of real estate pricing, we need to talk about the phenomena of overpricing. That is, when a home is listed for sale above market price. Sometimes it's done on accident. Many times it is done intentionally. When done on purpose, the logic goes that overpricing a home will leave room to negotiate. The buyers can always offer less, and the price can be reduced later if need be. There are two main reasons why homeowners tend to overprice their home. The first is when they aren't in a rush to sell. If they have no particular time by which they need to sell their home, many homeowners will feel more comfortable setting a higher price for their home and waiting to see what happens. Next, homeowners tend to set a high price when the home is unique. Unique to the point where there may be few buyers for it, or where there is a lack of good comparable sales data to show what price the home should be. In cases like this, when buyers will tend to focus first on the characteristics of the home rather than the price, setting a higher price may be advantageous. It's for this reason that high-end luxury homes tend to sell for substantially less than asking price. Buyers for these homes are not shopping in a price range per se, they're looking for just the right property and will negotiate later on the price. This chart effectively shows how overpricing a property will increase the time it takes to get it sold. For properties that sold within 2 weeks, 85% of sellers never reduce their asking price. As the marketing time increases, you can see the number of price reductions increase. And if you look at the 17+ week market time, you will see that only 15% of homeowners never reduce their asking price. While you may eventually receive your full asking price if you just wait it out, the odds are heavily stacked against you. Whatever the price you set for your home, it is very important to understand this. When you put your home up for sale, you will receive the most interest in your home when it is fresh on the market. The first several weeks are the most critical time in the marketing period because that's when you will have the most prospective buyers eyeing your home. If you don't get an offer on your home within the first several weeks, the chances increase greatly that your home will ultimately be on the market for several months and that your price may be too high. In an appreciating market, it may be okay if you can wait months for the market price to come up. But in a market which is flat or in decline, it almost certainly means you'll pay dearly for having overpriced your property from the get-go. Remember, it's a numbers game. Buyers who are willing to pay above market price on a home are far fewer in number than those who are expecting to pay at or even below market value for a home. It's better to select a price that targets those willing to pay fair market value for your home. Setting a higher price almost inevitably results in longer time on market, price reductions, and usually a lower ultimate sales price. Now, but what if you do want to get above fair market price for your property? The answer then is to follow the steps of the SellForSure home sales system. Get your home properly prepared, priced, positioned, marketed, and negotiated, and you have the best shot possible of getting your home sold over fair market value. For some homes, in particular newer tract homes, it's going to be fairly clear what the market price of the home is. If that is clear, then go ahead and list it at that price and expect that you'll get full asking price. It should be clear to buyers too. However, many homes are in neighborhoods where prices are really all over the map, and given all the factors that go into determining the market price, it's possible that you'll figure your home is worth something within a range of values, say between $500,000 and $525,000. In cases like this, the wise seller will price the home at the low end of the range. Now, why is that? Because the economic principle called price elasticity of demand will work in your favor. It's simple. Demand for goods like real estate is elastic relative to its price. That is, when the price gets lower, demand gets higher. You'll want to make sure that you give the market time to work its magic. Plan to have the property on the market for 10 to 14 days. If the price is indeed low and you allow for an appropriate marketing period, you'll have multiple offers, which can be worked to drive the price up to the most the market will bear. After you have crunched the numbers, it may be apparent that, after including the cost of the sale, you're going to come up short. If you need to sell your house but discover you have little or no equity, what are your options? If you need to sell your home because you cannot afford to make the payments but otherwise want to stay in the home, you may be eligible to get a loan modification from your lender. For more information on doing a loan modification, look in the resources section of the SellForSure website for our loan modification guidebook. If you have no equity in your home and you do want or need to sell it, many homeowners will choose to do what is known as a short sale. For more information about the short sale process, look in the resources section of the SellForSure website for our short sale guidebook. If you're underwater on your home and just want to get out, you may also be able to just give the title back to your lender in lieu of foreclosure. For this to happen, there must be no other liens on the property other than a first mortgage lien. If that is the case, your lender may be willing to just take back the property. Of course, if you are behind on your payments, your lender may ultimately choose to foreclose on the property, which is something generally to be avoided as it can have negative effects on your credit. In this chart, we can see that homeowners who sold their properties within the first 2 weeks of hitting the market received, on average, 100% of full asking price. By 3 to 4 weeks on market, sellers received 98% of asking price, and by 17+ weeks, sellers received about 92% of asking price. This shows clearly that the longer a home is on the market, the less it will likely sell for compared to the original asking price. This completes Module 4 of the SellForSure University.